wanted to say that James and Christine and I are immensely proud of everything that you've built, everything that you've done, all the risks that you've taken over the last 50 years. And
you're the ones that are taking the risk now, so.
Thanks, Dad. Big protection. Give your property, large or small, industrial, rural or private, the protection its value deserves and you personally need. I think we're still using some of that marketing today.
When I first started joining a family business, because I know my dad had his own business and get to work with a mate as well. But yes, it's definitely changed. I remember West Gosford was sort of the Wild West in a way. There was lots of fun things done down there.
Yeah, we used to stand on the forklift tines, driving around the factory, driving around up and down the yard, rolling the rolls off, like standing on top of them, kicking them off onto the tines of the forklift.
They used to have like stacks of chain wire and it looked like a pyramid. That was like whenever we'd come to visit Dad in the factory, we would just crawl all the way up to the top, find the tallest one that you could and climb all the way up to the top. I remember as a kid, Dad working really hard and most mornings he would be up and gone at 4 a.m. before we'd even woke. 4 o'clock in the morning there'd be a call from a truck driver who was calling in sick, and it was back in the days when you had a house phone and we'd all get woken up by the truck driver who was sick, and Dad would have to go and step in and drive the truck to deliver the products for the customers. And yeah, I do remember back in the early days of Dad doing a lot of hard work to get this thing off the ground.
I started the business in 1975 with one chainwire machine. The big game changer was building a new purpose-built factory at Summersby and moving up there.
And primarily it was only chainwire back then and fabrication with a little sprinkling of powder coating. So as the business grew and the demands grew, and then the opportunity for us and the business to move up here was a big one. I was lucky enough to be part of that, and even from when this was all just a grass paddock, to when the slab was first laid, to when the roof was being put on, and James and I came up one afternoon and climbed the scaffold and got on the roof, and just it was all exciting and a bit of an adventure.
Yep, that's the start of the new build. Yeah, start of stage one of the new build. So yeah, moving from West Gosford, where we were squeezed in there like a sardine can, so to speak. Yeah, we had machines on top of machines with people working on top of people. It was definitely outgrew that area, that's for sure. We thought originally that there was no chance that we were ever going to outgrow this, at least this site, just this site, let alone requiring the warehouse as well. We moved up here and we're like, wow, this is amazing. Set out totally different, and then wasn't long until we outgrew it and needed the warehouse, needed to upgrade to the warehouse, to the stage 2, I suppose. So yeah, it was good to see.
Found it particularly helpful. James came into the business, did his apprenticeship engineering, fitting and machining, in which he's a natural at, and helped me out on that side of things. And of course Samantha came in, and expertise in management and administration, extremely helpful. Very lucky to have them carry on my legacy, and yeah.
I think we're super proud of the fact that we created a place where people like to work, and some of our staff, or a lot of our staff, have actually had at least their long service leave, maybe 1, maybe 2, and sometimes people have had 3 goes at long service leave, so like over 30 I think Trevi's coming up to 34 years. I think is unheard of these days.
I believe in, the most valuable asset in the business is the people. Having focus around the guys and building the culture that is, respectful of one another, able to openly have conversations and, even have difficult conversations when need be, really helps having the confidence to be who they are and do what they need to do. And at the end of the day, those culture helps us produce great results. It's really hard to get a good culture and it's really easy to lose.
Well, since we've taken over, since the world has changed, obviously. You can't manage a business the same way that we managed the business back in the late 90s, early 2000s. You'd have no employees. People don't stand for it these days. And fair enough too. It was hard. There's only one way to succeed, and that's to get the best out of people. Trying to create an enjoyable workplace. You always got to give the apprentices a little bit of curry. As I caught when I was an apprentice also. Go get a box of sparks. Go get the left-handed screwdriver.
We like to promote a workplace of health and well-being because the steel industry it's a tough workplace to work in, and showing people that we value them by providing alternatives of fun things to do, such as exercise together or provide healthy snacks, and bringing a new way of thinking to the industry that I don't think a lot of others do.
During COVID, one of the things we experienced was that the steel price globally was inflating at a really rapid rate, and we had to find a solution for our customers so that they could achieve the same levels of security. We wanted to find a way to reduce the price for our customers without affecting security. One of the innovations that we came up with was that we could produce a wider sheet, which meant that the post spacing was 25% wider, and effectively that reduced the total amount of steel in the product without compromising the security. One of the coolest things about that process though was a collaborative team effort that involved multiple departments in the business. We had to come together and overcome significant obstacles, systematically approach them one at a time, and feedback came from all directions, and we were able to produce a product, produce a sheet of mesh wider than anybody's ever produced before in Australia, which gives us a competitive advantage.
I think some of the recent investments that we've made have been really game-changing for the business. We've been looking at our manufacturing capability and what we can do in-house compared to what we get others to do. There could be one outside process and all of the rest are done in-house, and we've been very strategic in making those decisions for us and our ability to have short lead times and meet the customer demands.
We've got some cool new products that we're working on, being able to take them from concept to completion through 3D printing and modelling, being able to take something from an idea and turn it into a physical thing that we can play with and touch and feel before we go into full production is a really fun and cool way to grow the business.
We're really excited about what the future can hold for the business. I think investing in technology and new machines is making the workplace easier and safer, and for our staff, and higher quality products for our customers.
I am grateful for the whole Gibbens family and the Protective Fencing family. I wouldn't be who I am without Protective, so it means a lot to me.
It's been an interesting journey, and I'm happy of what we've achieved, and yeah.
I hope that one day that if manufacturing is still in Australia, hopefully it will be, that one day that possibly our children might be able to carry on the legacy and keep the business going, keep supplying materials in Australia, keeping Australians employed in manufacturing.